Hey, what's up, Strike Team, and welcome back to another episode of Strike Team Official. And now we're going to continue with our actual training session with Dmitry.
A lot of questions about the US style. So surprised for me.
No, it's weak compared to you. It's weak. It's weak compared to what you guys do.
Exactly. Jiu-jitsu, some of the combination.
There's a reason in America we always say, beware the Russians. But like, if anyone's from that area, they're tougher than you. Just know like, oh my god. Just be aware.
Block and kick. Pitch.
What we're doing right now are basic Hojo Uno, are just the basic beginner techniques that you learn when you start doing Uechi Ryu karate. So it'll be stuff like circle block kick, circle block side kick, punch block punch, just very, very basic techniques that we do sort of as a warm-up and also just to understand the basic mechanics.
One down, one pitch, knee, set, chi, go, pitch, touch, kick, go, pitch, touch, go, pitch, touch, pitch, knee.
That's different.
Oh, should I учить?
Okay, so
Yeah, right. Pitch, knee, set, chi, go, pitch, touch,
Think what does that mean?
So-
Side control.
Pitch.
It literally says in the words,
Knee.
side control.
set,
Bro,
Chi.
you're literally controlling the side.
Go.
You have what that means.
go.
So what we're doing now is we're taking those same Hojo Unos and putting them into practical application and actually throwing strikes at each other while doing the techniques.
yeah. Alright.
Sorry.
Other side, that's good. Alright. 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 Right.
So we start off doing this in the traditional style where you throw that long karate strike. We're throwing with power and with intention to kind of drive through the opponent. We understand that a lot of people don't punch like this, but it's great for training against attacks like a push or a shove that could happen in an actual street fight, or even a knife coming at you where someone's really committing. We're also hitting with enough power and enough stiffness in our arms right now to generate a lot of resistance so that it makes sure that when you're doing the circle block, you're also getting a decent amount of the mechanics of the circle block correct, so you understand how it's supposed to work. And so that's one of the benefits of that longer punch, is it allows you to work the mechanics of your block. And here we begin going over how to use the technique against a more boxer or modern sport style punch. You know, one that's coming out and being retracted fast, and how you can use the circle block to grab the gi or their jacket as well as the punches coming in. But as I'm getting prepared, we all have dumb moments. I noticed I need to take my glasses off because we're moving faster. And I didn't notice there was no top on the Wing Chun dummy. I just dropped my glasses into the middle of the pole. I was extremely lucky that it was not screwed into the ground, or I would have been screwed. I cannot drive home without those. That was almost bad.
Okay. I'll put it.
I bought this for 200 bucks in storage handlers. You know, like for Russian department store. In Amazon, it's $365.
That's crazy.
And that's you don't want to take
Лейла, что он сделал,
Don't stop, don't stop.
Here he actually just got mad at me because I was holding my punch out too long, and he doesn't want me to fake it. He wants me to go in and out like a boxer's jab and make him either frame off so he's still protected if he misses the grab, or successfully grab my arm. You don't grab every time. Grabbing's hard. But even if you fail the grab, you should still be in a protected position afterwards.
You're a little bit low. Low, like lay. Yeah, go to the block. Fast. Keep moving. Yes.
Yes.
See?
Aye.
Yes.
And you. Boom.
You have to predict my move, and you not react and not hit on this spot. Because here you block.
So he was just explaining how I need to drop my weight more onto the opponent's arm in such a way to kind of ground them and stick them to the ground so they can't move as well once I am able to get that grab or dominant position off their punch. A lot of the times when you think of how you perform the kata, you keep your balance more even. But when you're facing an opponent, that's not always the most advantageous thing to do. You want to force your opponent to almost like plant in the ground so they can't move as well. And so that's sort of what he was demonstrating there.
Back.
And right here is a perfect example of how you don't always get the grab perfectly. I was retracting faster and I had changed the distance, so it was a little harder for him to get that grounding and grabbing position of my gi. And as you can see, his grab's not as solid, but he is still getting it. But the point is, like, you don't get it every time. I don't want to create an unrealistic idea that every time somebody punches, you're going to be able to grab. As you can see, I just totally missed a second ago. So you don't get it every time. Grabbing is hard, but it's something you got to practice.
Come on, Jay. Пожалуйста.
Oh, now you're being nice.
Нет.
This one, unfortunately, real skills. And now I like the greens. The traditional.
Андрей, come on. Степа не подсказывает.
Should I go first? Hi. Okay. Real. Yeah. Do you want step? Or do you want pop? Zip. Hey.
Спасибо. Вставай, давай. У меня ноги не такие тяжелые, come on. Что ты делаешь, Саша? Что ты делаешь? Ой, я спросил. Ты неправильно сделал.
Cross.
Давай, мастер. Окей. Но уже не правильно. Прямом. Подумай, хорошенько.
Oh, so? I never trained.
Layla.
I should. I know. Failure wins you. I will work on it. I'll work on it.
It's kind of sad that I can't do the toe kick, especially seeing as it's now getting so popular in combat sports, but it very likely originated, at least in the karate sphere, in my original style of Uechi Ryu. I've known about it for over a decade and never learned it because honestly it kind of freaks me out. And he was kind of chewing me alive for that. But right here, he's also pointing out that when I'm blocking, especially when I'm trying to send that kick over the arm, it's often smarter to block near or above the elbow because of how it turns the opponent's body and allows you to like get a better angle for your kick. It is very difficult. This is a combo that I actually use all the time in my combat sports career. So this, like, you know, the parry to the kick is very useful, and it is very hard to get above the elbow. But if you can, it gives you a much, much better angle.
One count, one move.
And now we are going back to Hojo Uno. We're going over a few more. And once, you know, we go over the new sets of Hojo Uno, we will go back to drilling.
2 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 4, 8, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, go, go, 6, 8. Too close. Here. What do you think about after shohei-ryu this move?
Me?
Yeah.
Back punch? Oh.
I want to point out as we start drilling this technique how it looks like I'm just hitting his chest and there's not much power. The reality of this move is I would actually be driving through with an open hand through his throat, but we're not doing that for safety reasons.
Punch or a kick? Yeah.
So here he's showing an alternate version of that block and using it to block a kick. And this originally triggered me a little bit because I don't like the idea of my one arm meeting his shin, right? Because I'm thinking I don't want to shatter my arm. That has happened many times in sports combat when you try to block a kick with your forearm like that. But what I end up learning later is I am misunderstanding the placement of the block. So the block is actually supposed to go slightly above the knee, not on his shin, right? And by doing that, you actually get, you know, it's sort of cushioned by the meat on his thigh, and also you're stuffing the power, so it's significantly less likely to break your arm. Here you see me start making some of those adjustments, getting closer to the knee area, but I'm still missing the target a lot of the time. That was a little bit better. Now what ends up happening here is because I was having trouble getting above the knee, he's saying go straight to almost right above the thigh. Really stuff it, get up high, protecting my forearm and being able to stuff the technique while like punching him and driving him back. And again, you know, I'm driving him with a shot to the chest. I'm not using too much body weight as we're drilling, but you know, I could just, you know, do that block and go right through his face and get a better response in actual combat as well. So this is the drill right here. I'm sort of just touching and trying to push to show the unbalancing with the other arm. So I'm blocking that kick with one arm and throwing a strike with the other to unbalance him.
Yeah, you see? One more thing about shohei-ryu, it can be palm, but now carefully just my wrist. Nice, push, push. Nice. Nice.
Right here, he's pointing out how he uses a boshkin, which is sort of an open hand, but your thumb's going across your palm, and how he used that to sort of hit into the joint of the elbow and kind of mess with your joint as the shot comes in. And he uses that to sort of try to damage the elbow as the punch is coming. I've moved with him, more full speed outside of this video, and he does have the accuracy to do that stuff live, which is wild.
Okay.
You can train in this. And I guess it's for the joints. It's not for the nerves. You work the joints.
Yeah. Let me make sure this is still going. I don't want to pause. That was good. I want to have that for later.
All right, guys, once again, our training session is really long. I know a lot of people don't like super long videos here on YouTube. So we're going to cut this up into probably 2 parts. There will be one more part where I finish my session with Dmitry. So remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So when I post it, you're able to get the second half of our training session here together. Again, hope you enjoy the videos. Comment any thoughts that you have on our training sessions or any questions. Hopefully I can answer. And if I can't, I'll ask Dmitry to answer for me. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Peace.